YouTubers, Jen True here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. So I had to bring it in because today's video is about how do you clean your rain gear and keep it waterproofed. So the way that I do that is every year before hiking season, I prep my gear. I get it all readied for the upcoming year so I'm not like found unprepared on the trail, okay? Like I want all my stuff ready to go, ready for me, ready for the trail, okay? So one of the things that I do before I hit the mountains in the early spring is I ready my rain gear. And what I do is I wash it and then I re-waterproof it, okay? So if your rain gear is like, the water isn't beating off and just flowing off your rain gear, you're probably in need of, some re-waterproofing. And there's lots of different products out there that you can use. But the one that I find that I use year after year that I absolutely love, and I mentioned it in another video, is Nick Wax. This stuff is great. You wash it in. The spray stuff, I don't know, not a fan. I've tried it all. But this is the stuff. And I've stuck with this, geez, I don't know, like 8 to 9 years now. I've been using this at least. So this is the stuff. They also make a spray-on version that I use for my rain fly on my tarps and my tents, and I'll do another video about that coming up because I need to do that anyway. So this is what I use: the TX Direct Wash-In Knit Wax. This stuff is great. Highly recommend it. But before we do this, you need to wash your gear. So what I do is I run it through 2 cycles. Okay, first cycle. They sell like a cleaner you can buy, but those bottles run about. This costs about $10 to $12.99 depending on where you get it. So that's this will do like maybe 2 loads. I forget the directions, but I think you have to add 2 of these cupfuls. We'll go through that in a minute. But basically, I wash with this. This stuff is very cheap, very affordable, and it doesn't have any kind of smell, which I don't know about you, but I don't like to be loaded with fragrance when I go out into the woods. I kind of like to be one with nature when I'm out there. And so this stuff is great. It cleans, it does the job, but it doesn't leave a fragrance and no heavy chemicals or residue or anything else that's going to inhibit the waterproofness of the other product that you're going to be using. So highly recommend this. You can get it just in the detergent aisle at your grocery store with like the borax, because I use borax too, but this is what I use for this, okay? So then you just go ahead and you use a regular delicate setting on your wash machine. I just use a regular top load wash machine. Then just make sure you use the delicate cycle, because you don't want to, and you want to use cold. You can use warm if you want. Warm won't hurt. I guess it'll help with a little bit of soil. And then I just use like probably 1/4 of a cup. Okay. Ooh, there's a big chunk in there. And then what I do is I also, not only do I do my rain gear, but I also do my rain flies of my packs, because I want them to be waterproofed as well. So I got a couple different size rain flies. Now one thing you want to also do before you waterproof is you want to go and you want to look and make sure that there's no tears or anything that you need to repair in your rain gear, okay? The other thing you want to do too is make sure you don't have anything in your pockets that was left over from a trip. And then you want to close all those pockets. Okay? And then I always just button everything up so nothing can get caught. It's just a little extra precaution that takes not much time at all. Okay, so that's all good. And the same with the jacket. Just want to make sure that you didn't leave anything in there. And you want to just make sure you zip it all up. Again, if you forget, it's okay. But just what I do. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to let that wash. And then when you go through the first cycle, you let that wash. And then what you do is when it's wet, you can go ahead and just add this right in and start the next cycle. And go ahead and make sure you use delicate again. And for a top loading machine, it says for 3 garments to use 10 fluid ounces of this product. So that's a whole bottle. So what I just showed you will be waterproofed with 1 bottle. Okay, so I think I've done it before where I've cut the bottle in half and you can actually extend it, but I really am going on a bunch of trips this year, and so I don't want to chance it, so I'm going to go ahead and take the manufacturer's direction and I'm going to use the whole bottle. But I've cut this bottle in half before and done 2 washings and it worked fine. So I feel like you could do that, but I'm going to go ahead and follow, for a top loading machine, I'm going to go ahead and follow the manufacturer's direction here. It looks like for a front loading machine, you only have to use half of it. So maybe I just followed the wrong directions the first time I did it. That could have been it. But it really works. Like, you can use half of it. So either way, choose you. Do what you like. But these are my recommendations. And this stuff is great. It's fantastic. And like I said, once you get the go through this, just let it dry, air dry. Don't put it in the dryer. You don't want to put your rain gear in the dryer. Not I just don't recommend it. I just let it air dry, and then you're ready to go. You're ready to hit the trail. So I hope you like my video. I hope this helps you in some way, because you don't need new rain gear. You can just re-waterproof it. I've had the same rain gear for at least 9 or 10 years. I try to get the most out of my gear, and I only